Paul Graham from OptimalBody.ca. Today I'm going to be showing you 5 different quad exercises you've probably never tried before. The first one, you're going to be in a front plank position from the hands. Make sure your body's in a nice straight line so you're not having the hips go too low or the hips up too high. Once you're in a straight line, what you want to do is bend the knees, bring the glutes towards the heels, then push the knees as straight as you can, really driving the knees straight. And then repeat, bending the glutes towards the heels, pushing the knees straight. It's really key with this that you drive the knees as straight as you can. For the next exercise, you're going to be in a front plank position again. So from the hands, again, making sure you're in a nice straight line. And what you're going to do is bend your knees towards the floor, have the knees graze the floor, then drive the knees straight, pushing as hard as you can, and then repeat. So with this, your hips are going to drop down a little bit, but try to keep them as high as you can, getting most of the motion from bending the knees and driving them straight. And again, when you're straightening the knees, really try to push the knee as straight as you can so you get as much fatigue or contraction through the quads as you can. For the next quad exercise, you're going to want a bench where you can put your feet underneath the bench, or you could also use a chair for this. Hold on to the bench, get your feet underneath you, and then what you're going to do is push your feet forward like you're trying to straighten your knee, except that you're going to be driving the toe into the ground, so there's not actually going to be almost any movement at all. As you do this, you might find your hips lift off the bench a little bit. That's why you're holding on to the bench to make sure you stay stable. So all you're going to do is push the toes forward and down into the ground like you're trying to straighten your knees. You should feel contraction right up through your quads as you do this exercise. And the harder you push down and forward with the knees, trying to drive the knees straight, the more fatigue you're going to get through the front of the thighs. So most people are familiar with a wall sit. I'm going to show you a couple different variations on this. So when you go into a normal wall sit, you go down till your knees are about 90 degrees, hold this position. If you would like to make it a little more difficult, what you can do is lift your heels up off the ground. This is going to get more fatigue through the front of your thighs. And just hold that position for a set period of time. The other variation you can do is lift one foot up off the ground, then go down and hold. Again, this is going to be much more difficult compared to the version with 2 feet on the ground. The next quad exercise, you could use an incline bench, or you can even just put your hands up on a wall in front of you. What you're going to do is bend down into a squat till your knees are at about 90 degrees. And then what you're going to do is lift your heels up like you're going into a heel raise, calf raise, and continue repeating, lifting the heels up and down, trying to keep the knees as close to 90 degrees as you can. You'll immediately start feeling this right in your thighs. There you go, there's 5 different quad exercises you've probably never tried before. So you can do those exercises on their own or in a circuit, or you can also combine them with more compound exercises like back squats, lunges, Bulgarian split squats, or similar exercises where you can do more of a load, then quickly follow it up by these exercises to get lots of fatigue in your quads.